Hi guys, today I want to run through some of the new features in the upcoming Dominion 4 release. Firstly, we will look at how to protect your existing taxonomy from unwanted changes during the import process. Then we will discuss how to link related items together. Firstly, we want to double check our settings to see that on the reading metadata tab, this checkbox here, mark imported tags as unapproved, is checked. Right, so let's import some files. I've got a folder handy here. I'm just going to drop into the interface and select import. And while the files are crunching, I just want to show you where to activate your view of all tags, approved tags and unapproved tags. Now it's pretty self-explanatory. Selecting all tags will show both approved and unapproved tags, and then you can switch between the different views over here. Okay, so you'll notice immediately that there are different colored tags. Now this is the existing metadata that were in the files before I added them into Daminion, and you notice that they don't actually fit into my specific taxonomy and way that I describe the images, where my building and building exterior and street would fit into a different way here. There's a quick way to identify these tags as you can see here. So I can select all the unapproved tags and isolate them from here. Once you've got the unapproved tags selected, you could choose to either add them to your taxonomy by choosing approve the selected tags, or you can do any kind of operation on them. For example, if I know that these images come from a stock library and I don't want these tags imported to my taxonomy at all, I can delete them from here and then work with my original taxonomy by switching back to the approved tags view. Right guys, the next feature we're going to be looking at is the ability to link files together. Now this is very handy, for example, when you have video footage and you want to link a headshot to a specific video file, or maybe you have a run list that you want to link to a specific run of people that you saw during a casting, or maybe just a model release form. Anything that displays a relationship between files can now be assigned in Daminion. So let's have a look at this. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to take this video file. Now I've also activated the linking panel, which you'll find on the window menu by selecting that option. And I've selected the file that I want to link to, and then I'll click on start linking to activate the process, and then I will go to the file that I want to link to it, and that is the file, and I click on finish linking. And there we go, we have got the relationship established now. So if I go back to the video file, you'll notice that there's an overlay now on it. So it shows me that there's one item linked to this file. And then what I want to do as well is I want to take my run list, which contains information about the order that everybody occurred in the casting, and what I'll do is I'll link that to all of these items in both the video and the headshot folder. So what I'll do is I'll select all of that. Okay, so what you have to do here is just check them individually. And we will just go through the folder and indicate that. And just bear with me as I go through these. Okay, great. So now what we've done is we've linked all of these files together. So let's finish the linking process. And now if I have a look at this particular run list, you'll notice that it shows me there are 28 items linked to it. And then I can actually just indicate what is linked to it, and then in this panel it'll load all the files that are linked to this particular document. And the process also works in reverse. So if I, for example, have a look at one of the headshots, then I can see, okay, this item is linked to a video clip and a run list. So yes, this is a very, very handy way of indicating relationships between files. Okay, so next up we're going to be looking at applying an import filter. Now you'll find this option on the catalog menu, import filters, and here you can specify what formats of media you would like imported into your catalog moving forward. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to exclude certain file types. I'm going to exclude the camera raw images, and if you have any additional types or specific types that you would like to include or exclude, or even entire folder types, you can specify that in here. But I'm going to apply this for the time being, and then if you have a look at this folder over here from my camera, you'll see that there are both raw files and JPEG files in here. So if I navigate to that folder, you'll notice Daminion only recognizes the types that I've allowed in my import filter setting. And that gives you a great level of control as an administrator, where you can prevent users from importing unnecessary or junk files or unsupported files for your specific organization. There's a very handy feature in the new Daminion release where you can lock search criteria in. You'll notice in the filter bar here, when I put my mouse over it, there's a little lock icon that I can click to activate locking this into my filtering. So if I want to look, for example, at a specific group of folders, like we've got a folder here with jobs over a specific time period, then I can lock that in by clicking there. And then I can use additional filter tags by just clicking on them over here, and then it will include those filters into my search criteria and keeping that first one locked in. So you see, this is a handy way of flipping and browsing through files and still keeping your search criteria locked in. Now we all know we can change the date by selecting this option here on the creation date time, but it's not very handy when you want to synchronize files for GPS log files and you don't have the camera time set exactly to the date and time of the GPS module. So you can use this feature. If you right click and go to actions, shift date or time, you can actually increase or decrease your date and time quite specifically to have your GPS module and your camera time synchronized exactly. So this is very handy for reverse geoencoding and keeping everything on the specific time where it was taken on a specific place. There are various other improvements within Daminion. Among them are the way that files are sorted, queries are optimized. There's also minor improvements with filtering of tags. For a full list of these features, you can head on over to our blog at daminion.net and have a look at all the new features. Thank you very much for watching and enjoy using Daminion 4.